Ramble.
I think this day and age, we all need a better self-care routine, and Hawthorne is a premium tailored personal care brand that's making it easy for guys to feel and smell their best. You start with a quiz. They ask me things like, what's my favorite drink? How do I like to spend a night out? Etc. Things like that. I fill out the questionnaire, and my answers get factored into my results. You know, it was like easy. You just sit, you take a little online quiz. I mean, we do online quizzes all the time. That's life nowadays. But this is great because instead of just finding out, what kind of Marvel character you are, you get to find out how to have better self-care. Look, if you want to upgrade your self-care routine, Hawthorne is a fun and convenient way to get super high-quality products tailored specifically for your needs. Hawthorne even takes the risk out by giving you free shipping on your order and returns. And if you don't like your products, they'll even retailer them for you based on your feedback. So do what we did here at TryGuys. Take Hawthorne's quiz today and get started on your personalized self-care routine by going to hawthorne.co and use promo code TryGuys to get 10% off your first purchase. That's HAWTHORNE.co. Promo code TryGuys. Hawthorne.co. Promo code TryGuys. Thank you to Hawthorne, MeUndies, DoorDash, and Harry's for sponsoring today's episode.
Yo, people, welcome to the TryPod. It's your podcast for stuff with your friends. You've got Zach and Keith and Ned and Eugene isn't here, but Miles is hello. Hello. Welcome to the happiness episode of the TryPod. Look, we're just going to cut through the bullshit. It's probably a crazy week. We're filming this in the past. You're living in our future. The election has happened. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're filming this Wednesday, October 28th.
We
Can
just
you
wanted
believe
It's not even Halloween yet.
Just give us some distance, and wherever you are, we're just gonna guess. We're just gonna project that it's been a wild, emotionally draining few days, so forget about it. That's the last we're even gonna talk about it.
This is our escape, okay? We're gonna escape together. We're gonna talk about some happy things.
It is important, and look, we don't want to say that you should be ignorant to the woes of the world, but also you deserve to refuel that happiness meter every now and then, so let this be your little spa experience.
Let us be your Gatorade, but for happiness. Replenish, rehydrate, re-happiness.
I almost want you to imagine a towel in both ends of your ear.
Yeah.
And you're just going to be going... You're just cleaning that sucker out, getting a nice, almost like
a little bit of a disturbing image for me. Yeah.
Almost like God, what is it called? When you put the water up your butt. A colonic.
Oh.
For
Enema?
An enema.
For your brain?
Yeah.
With a towel.
A brain enema.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be flushing out all the sad poo-poo. We're gonna get some happiness, happy saline water in your brain.
Yeah. Like in your butt, in the butt of your brain.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing better than a spa day where you get a big cozy towel. You can have a little nice hood moment.
Oh, girl, when they have the robes that have been heated and you're like, oh, can we talk? Okay, we have a message in a second, but first, the first thing that makes me happy, just so happy, is a warm pile of laundry.
Oh, yeah.
When you just dump that motherfucker out on
Fall
your
into
bed
it.
and you hug that shit. Or like you take your newly laundered TryGuys.com hoodie that Ned's rocking over
Very
there.
soft.
You put that in right out of the dryer and it almost burns.
If this was just warm,
Fuck.
and from TryGuys.com,
Fuck me
I
up,
would just
Daddy.
be just smooth sailing.
Go off, Ned.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't like laundry, but I like doing towels because you know why? They're easy to fold. You can put them in the dryer on pretty much any setting you want.
Go off,
No
Keith.
thought required. And then you get to basically have your hands in little hot blankets for the next 5 minutes while you're folding them.
And
that.
it's faster to fold them all.
So easy to fold
There's
those
only
towels.
like 10 of them.
You don't have to worry about getting a crease in a t-shirt or lining up the seams of the pant legs. You just make a square, make a smaller square, make a smaller square, and then you're done.
And people may not like this, but I really like putting away laundry. Like, it is very satisfying putting away
I hate
the
it.
dishes
Nice
and
that you
putting
like it.
away the silverware. Just like, it's nice when everything has its spot.
There is that moment when you when you've done all, I'm like, oh my God, all of my underwear is here. Like the full Avengers lineup. Like I can choose tomorrow from all my
Thor
MVPs.
on your dick.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you really only wear like 6 of them, right?
Well, sometimes I let the laundry go. Right now, I haven't done laundry in about 2 weeks, and I'm down to like the C-level underwear.
F-tier underwear.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough.
Do you have some like S-tier underwear, like OP?
Oh, absolutely.
Like just the best underwear.
Yeah, they're a sponsor of this show, and
Oh,
they send
wow.
me free underwear
Okay,
every
all
month, and
right.
it's like I look forward to those days.
I'm wearing some right now.
Fuck,
They're rainbow.
These are
They're
like.
very gay undies.
Oh, I know. I have those too.
They're so gay, and I love
I'm
them.
wearing royal blue undies.
These used to be my S-tier
Very nice.
undies, but they're now tattered. You know what happened on this
How
one?
it goes.
Bowie only normally eats socks, but on this one, he decided to eat the button, the dick hole button.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't wearing them. I wasn't wearing them.
So joyous.
But
You have underwear with
much
buttons
joy.
on it?
yeah, sometimes this
Well,
one.
like, boxers, like boxers proper.
Look right
They
here.
used to have buttons.
Button right here.
Boxer briefs,
Wow.
not so much.
So he chewed one, and as a result, if I'm not careful, I fall right out of these. I can't wear these on set. I have to remember that I
Yes.
cannot wear these around people.
Guess I
Yeah.
live life dangerously because all my boxers are just no buttons, baby.
You're dangerous, man.
I'm
Well, boxer
bad.
briefs typically are built so that your
Yeah.
penis doesn't
Yeah, I'm
fall
talking
out of
about
them.
boxers.
Boxers, you
Traditional.
got no button boxer
No
shorts
button
over there, bro.
boxers.
You are living dangerously.
Because I would wear them for sleeping, and I don't want a button chafing up at my
Bro,
dick.
I mean,
when
I
I'm
wouldn't want a
sleeping.
button on my
the
dick.
happiness episode. We're not talking about
Exactly.
dick
We're not
chafing.
talking about dick chafe.
Ain't no buttons on my dick.
And the hair. We'll talk about the happy things about buttons. Is it keeps you secure.
Yeah. I love
And
pressing a
it's
button.
Satisfying. Oh, pressing elevator buttons.
Oh, yeah.
That's happy.
Shit. But remember, you ever get in an elevator and the light doesn't light up, and then you're not sure if it registered?
No,
But
Keith.
then it's
Happiness,
still traveling.
Keith, happiness.
No.
The joy.
The happiness, the joy.
Let me tell you about a really fun time I had on an elevator once.
Yeah?
I ain't kidding. I was in Memphis, Tennessee. This is one of the last fun things I did before COVID happened, and I was a little high.
That's how.
Maybe I wasn't though, because it's illegal in Tennessee. But this elevator had it so that the bottom went all the way to like the basement, and the top went to the roof, but it had a glass door, so you could go from outside to the bottom floor. So we rode it like it was a ride. Because it was like it felt like you were in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and you were bursting into space.
That is fun.
You obviously weren't, but it went from like, it was one of those old hotels too where like the glass door faces the inside of the entire thing and you can see the lobby no matter what
that's
floor you're
fun.
on. So we literally stood with our bodies pressed against the glass
fun.
so
I'm
that we
into
could
this.
not see anything in our periphery other than what was straight ahead of us. And we'd blast off out into the sky and then we'd fall right back down to earth. And we did it probably 10 times. There was nothing else to do. Everything was closed. It was like a Sunday night and it was a good time.
And that's what this episode's all about. It's finding the simple pleasures in life to buoy you through this year. But before we get into more happiness, we actually have a word from our sponsor, Eugene. Eugene has recorded a secret message for us.
He's also paying us to be here today.
Does he know it's the happiness episode?
Oh.
Yes, I told him, but hopefully he remembers.
I am back for another rousing game of One Gotta Go. That is right. Since last week's went so well, we are going to give you the toughest version of this game in history.
One gotta go.
I know y'all are talking about things
One
that
gotta
bring
go.
you joy, that make you happy. And so I'm going to give you 4 things that, universally give people happiness.
Oh, boy.
And you have to eliminate one. Now, here's the conditions. These things are generally required to survive, but in this scenario, you can still live without it. Like you will remember it and you will miss having it.
Oh, no, food's going to be warm.
So the effects will still be felt with it absent in your life,
Water, air.
but you can still survive without it. Number 1, food.
Yep.
That's right. No more eating.
This is
no more delicious.
Not a
breakfast
chance.
lunch.
None of us are picking
Yes,
that.
that means you will be hungry all the time,
No.
but you will not starve.
No, we derive happiness from food.
2, sleep. Yep, you will have to get rid of sleep. That means you will be sleepy and tired all the time. You'll want to go to bed, but you physically will not be able to sleep
is
no
dark.
more. Number 3, sex.
Well, we knew
You are
that.
not allowed to have sex.
Everybody
Not
loves
with
fucking.
someone else And not even with yourself. That's right, you can't even masturbate. No coming for you. Just a lot of going. So you'll feel horny all the time and have no way to release it. And the final option.
Does that mean you feel hungry all the time?
Toughest of them all.
Wait, hold on.
Family. In the blink of an eye, your family will be gone.
That's pretty easy for me.
Not here anymore.
I'd say it's pretty easy.
Does my family include Becky, though? Like, what does that mean?
family includes Becky.
No longer here.
And Maggie.
You'll remember
Yes, it
them.
does.
All right, well, I'm not married
They
yet,
won't be
so...
here anymore. So,
Legally, he's
those
not
are your four
family.
options. Food, sleep, sex, family. Which one gotta go? All right, Miles, I want to hear your answer too, and I expect everyone to show their work.
Okay, well, on the happiness episode, Eugene presented sort of a Satan's dilemma.
There's the dark... Okay, well, let's just
Got
talk...
very sad.
Let's just talk through each of these one at a time.
Sure.
Food. I think we all derive a lot of pleasure from eating food. In fact, that is like kind of one of the backbones of our social lives.
That's all we got left nowadays.
Yeah.
Right?
Love food. Love cooking.
Love a good
love
food.
eating.
I do sometimes eat for sustenance over joy, but a lot of the time I eat for joy.
Yeah. It's like, because if you were eating just for sustenance, you would pretty much only eat raw vegetables.
Yeah.
Because that's like,
Or like those Soylent shakes.
yeah, you
which
don't
no
want
one
that.
wants
You
that.
want to
Yeah.
have cooked vegetables. You want to have salt on your vegetables.
Part of how I'm interpreting the question is what is the least bad negative effect? Because he described the sleep one not as, oh, you never have to sleep.
Which would
but
be incredible.
You are
that's
like
actually
dog tired all the time.
You'll only get more and more tired forever.
Which, let me tell you, chronic pain boy over here, it's not an existence you want.
Sounds horrible.
It is.
No.
It is like to just never feel rested.
I
Is,
guess I give up fucking.
I know, but Ned loves fucking.
Everybody likes it.
Can you imagine the feeling of not having sex
But I don't need it to survive. All the other things, I feel like I would go crazy. I think I could go less crazy without sex. Now, I'm not saying that like I'm gonna be happy.
after like a month?
I would get through it. I think. Other the food and sleep, what kind of good sex are you having when you're starving, sleep deprived, and have no one to have sex with? The family one, pretty much like, who do you have sex with? You want sex with your wife or your girlfriend? Like, what? You only prostitutes? Is that that's what you got left, right?
guys, I'm getting rid of my family.
I think family
But
is
then
it
you
for
lose
me
your
to-
partner.
No, she's
You
my...
can't do that.
You can't get
Says
that.
who? Get the genie in here.
That's the point of family. It's not like your extended family.
Could you find new, like, all right, so say I
No,
eliminate...
it means you can't be
Can
close
I find
to
a new
anyone.
form of sleep, Miles?
You
no.
cannot
So
have
no.
a chosen
Are
family.
you guys my family?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gone.
The point. So
I wouldn't count us.
We can also look at
I
it
can
like
have-
the
so I
negative
can fuck
effects.
you.
Hungry.
That's true.
Sleepy. Horny. Lonely. You would have to be lonely all the time.
You have to be lonely.
But I'd eat like a king and I'd be fucking everybody.
But as soon as you fall in love, they disappear.
Here's another question here is like, what happened to my family? Is me making this choice mean that they just move away and I never see them again? Or am I killing them?
to murder.
Am I?
He said
I
poof.
have to with my own bare hands.
Eugene said poof.
Does poof hurt?
Poof doesn't hurt.
Poof
We
was
saw
totally
in
painless.
Avengers that when people become dust, it does not hurt.
Yeah.
They just are sad.
Okay, what movie would you most want to watch? A quest of me being like, oh, I'm so hungry, I gotta figure out how to eat food again. Or a quest of me saving my family. That's the movie I want to watch. There's always a hope that you could bring them back.
If you make a deal with Eugene, you can bring them back, maybe.
There you go.
Look, you can pick family if you want to.
I did,
I'm
and I
just-
have several
I'm
times.
telling Maggie.
I love my family listens to this podcast. They'll be very upset.
I'm picking fucking because I don't really, like who you having sex with if you don't have your part of your family, which is your wife.
Yeah.
They'd be sad.
Yeah.
So I guess I get the companionship. We get to eat dinner together still. We get to sleep in the same bed. But no more intimacy, Becky.
And loophole, no sex, but you can still eat.
Oh my God, Miles. Oh my God, Miles.
That's an A+ joke right there. Stop that. That's very funny.
I'm giving up food.
Wow.
Whoa! Yeah.
I don't like being hungry, but if I go through life without needing to eat, I feel like that's better than not having a family, not having, progeny. Or not. I really don't like being sleepy. Yeah. It's just I feel like when you're if you pull an all-nighter, you're just like crazy. If you're hungry, you're just like kind of upset. But something about like, well, if I don't have to eat, that means I can't be that hungry.
Yeah, I guess that's a good rationale.
All of these obviously are the worst things that we could think of. I'm just thinking like trial run for 1 year. The three of them make me a bad person. If I'm sleepy, if I'm hangry, if I got the blue balls.
If you're horned up,
like
you're all horned up.
Those make you
nowhere
vicious.
To go.
That makes you a vicious person, and you're toxic to those around you. I haven't talked to my family for a couple months at a time.
That's not you have to think of it as Maggie.
Ned, I can think of it however I want.
Something.
I think if you give a fucking, you know how boxers won't like have sex with their wives until a big fight?
You're just really
you're like really like energetic and pumped up all the time, but you can never get that release.
Well, so maybe actually I'll become swole.
Hyped up.
That's dope. All right, I'll skip fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll skip it.
You'll have a wet dream at some point.
That's what I'm saying. God hopes your body will still find pleasure somehow.
Keith invests in a lot of sweatpants.
Yeah, I better have to. I'll just be eating a really delicious burger.
Oh, it's so good. That's all I have. Oh.
Wow.
I want to talk about something that's been giving me joy recently.
Yeah.
I have two things. Why don't you guys pick? Do you want to know about the food-related joy I've had or the play-related joy I've had?
Let me tell my friends something. I get a pair of MeUndies in the mail every month, and it makes me thrilled. MeUndies believes that comfort is about more than what's touching your skin. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin. You're a total badass. I'm a total badass. And what we wear should accentuate that fact. MeUndies truly believes in empowering self-expression. Their pledge for 2020 and beyond is called MeUndies Gives, an initiative that supports those who have systemic barriers to their self-expression. By shopping MeUndies, you support causes such as LGBTQ+ communities, mental health and well-being, and women's rights. That's dope. Your undies can help you be active in things you're passionate about. I'm wearing MeUndies right now. They are the softest underwear I've ever owned. I love them. They have such funny little patterns. And MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, you're going to get 15% off and free shipping. MeUndies also has a problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with any product for any reason, they're going to refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. It's just going to happen. So to get 15% off your first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/TryGuys. That's MeUndies.com/TryGuys.
Play.
I got myself Mario Kart Home Circuit.
Yeah.
It was sold out everywhere in America, so I bought it from the UK.
Wait, what is it?
You don't know.
Okay, listeners.
A driving wheel?
I'm trying.
Oh, Ned, you don't even, dude,
I have no
you
idea.
don't even know.
Rewind back to your age of 10.
Yeah.
Did you want an RC car as a kid? Like a remote control car?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And did you like racing video games as a kid?
Oh, for sure.
And did you ever maybe get your little Matchbox toys and then take like books in your house and make a track?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, what
Combine
if
a
I told
motherfucker.
you that Mario Kart now could have tracks based off your living room and you would actually drive an RC car with a camera on it and you would drive it through your house and they would put AR ghosts for you to race against as well as question mark boxes with red shells, bananas, and mushrooms so that you could speed through your kitchen and confuse your cat? That's what I've been doing. You can build any course you want. Let me just talk it down. So you have the car. It comes with 4 little checkpoints. The checkpoints basically have barcodes essentially in them, and so your car can sort of understand what the course is. So you drive the course to tell the course what it is. You go through those checkpoints 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll be like, great, you want to race? You're like, yeah, and like, you want to add a course to this? So like, yeah, I can make it like fire, so it's raining down little fireballs as I drive as well.
You drive it on your TV?
Or on the Switch itself. Yeah, you're actually piloting it with your Switch.
But the camera is showing your house.
Whoa.
And it like layers the stuff on top of your house. Whoa. And then when you're bored of your course, you just make another one. And you can do it for all 3 races, or you can do whatever you want. And I've only built a few little courses in my house. Alfred has never gotten so much exercise. He just stalks it. He doesn't really attack it. He just prowls behind it, wondering where it's going. And then when I race it at him, he's afraid of it. But it's been so fun. It is such like a dream come true toy for a kid.
Sounds
Now,
awesome.
I will
How big
say
is the car?
the car's like
Big?
like
Pretty
this big, like that big.
You gotta fit a camera on it.
It is $100.
Like a loaf of bread.
which
That seems really cheap for what you just described.
I agree. I agree. But
That's
if you're
insane.
thinking, I think though, if you're thinking
That's
about
only
like
$40 more than a run of the mill video game.
exactly, and it has extra creativity. It's so
Like
fun.
Call of Duty 7.
Plus
me,
you
this
get a beautiful collector's item car that your partners will love to have displayed prominently
my
on a
goodness,
shelf.
yes.
Oh yeah.
I think that it's like gotta be the must-have Christmas gift this year, right? It's gotta be the Tickle Me Elmo because it is so cool.
Well, it's already sold out, you said.
It's already sold out. Oops. Knocked over the sound panel. Oops. That's off camera though. Don't worry about it. Oops. Oops. But it's so, I don't know. I bought it purely because it made me feel like that will make me happy. That will make me happy. But I just love, I've definitely bought toys that I wanted as a kid that I didn't have as I've gotten older, simply to give myself that like moment of, now I own a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
Show you, Mom. You said we couldn't have toy guns, so I bought 7 as soon as I was an adult, and I had like a whole arsenal of Nerf guns. And we never really had RC cars either. So this is just like something I always wanted, and it's so cool, and I think it's very creative. I think it inspires creativity in kids. And big Nintendo boy over here.
I love
looking
that.
for a sponsorship.
That's true. Nintendo, if
Would
you're
love
listening.
They sponsor the Merrill twins.
Really?
I'm half the person they are.
Here's the deal, guys. Keith already has one, but the rest of us don't. So maybe give me
Gift
one.
them one and pay me to talk about it.
That sounds so cool. I
It's-
want one so bad.
We should all come over and take turns.
Oh.
Now, but here's why I mentioned that it's $100, right? Then why that's a problem is if you and Zach and I and Miles want to race,
it's $100
all of us
for
need
one
to
car.
buy it.
Right.
So that's $400
So you're
for a
racing by
play date.
yourself all this time?
I'm racing against ghosts. So it's like playing the video game.
He's playing with
by
himself.
yourself. I'm playing with
Yeah,
myself.
playing with yourself, yeah.
Because I don't fuck anymore, so I gotta find something else for me to do. And it's great because you're racing Bowser's children specifically, so you're racing villains. But it's very cool. It even had the bullet bill feature where, like, when you choose it drives itself on the course that I drew. Like, it is
so
so
cool.
smart, and it's just amazing. I can't speak highly of it.
Also
more
very
highly of it.
exciting is that it comes as a character, but Mario was sold out. So Keith got the superior brother, Mr. Luigi.
In fact, actually, I could have bought either one from
you
the UK,
could've.
and I'm like, I'm getting Luigi.
Hell yeah.
Luigi's funnier.
Love Luigi. Justice for Luigi.
He's funnier. I imagine eventually they will have a Peach car, and I bet a Toad car, or a Bowser car.
Maybe a Yoshi.
Maybe a Yoshi. They probably won't have a Bowser car only because you race against Bowser and his children.
I have that same mentality, Keith, that you're talking about of like when you were younger, you weren't allowed to have stuff like that. And now it's like, oh, I'm like an adult and I have a job. I can buy stuff like that. I do that with like sugary cereals because like I don't eat sugary cereals, but every once in a while I'll be like, I'm going to get fucking Reese's Puffs because I was not allowed to have that as a kid.
Yeah,
I think last
Buy
big
with your
boy
big boy
purchase.
money.
Yeah.
What was your last big boy purchase, Ned? I'm trying to think. I'm blanking on mine.
You buy magic cards and stuff.
Oh, that's true. I buy a lot of Magic cards. That's a game.
There's a
Yeah,
new
children.
new thing out, right? Just a new
There
edition
always
just came
is.
out.
There
I know.
always is.
I just saw people tweeting about it.
Yeah, I definitely bought some Magic cards. I bought like a 30 pack. That was about $80.
I did that once too. That's a steal.
Well, you think here's one that's brought me joy recently. For my birthday, I got a really nice vinyl player, a record player. I had a shitty record player back in college. I collected records, but I haven't had one for years and years and years. So what I'm doing now, first of all, this is the coolest. Over the next couple of years, I'm going to slowly inherit my dad's vinyl collection. And when I say that he has like people sometimes would have like their wine closet, he had his record closet. Like I'm about to get so much vinyl. I'm gonna need to build out a part of my future home just for this.
Yeah, you really are.
But what I've been doing is I'll go any like swap meets or I guess I'm not going many places these days, but I will buy the bargain bin records that are like $6. Things that I've never heard of, or sometimes like, I kind of have heard of this artist. So it's just a mystery box of music. And I get home and I play it. And a lot of these are very used. Some of them have scratches and skips, but you don't know what you're going to get.
So I did that, and I had the opposite experience. I bought this thing. It was called Dream Logic, and it was spelled like Logik. And I was like, this looks cool. And it was like this neutral thing, and it was like for $15, but I could feel that it had like 6 records in it. I'm like, cool. This must be like cool music. And I got home, and I opened the box, and it is the scariest imagery I've ever seen in my life. And then I put it on the record, and it was so scary. It was so scary. It was like, I don't know, people were crying.
Oh my God.
And like it was straight up evil demon music.
What the heck?
And I want to show you an image.
Why?
That was I'm going to Google the image, and I'm going to show you the first image that I saw when I opened this box.
I've been like mostly getting jazz records.
I was like, I want something that's like maybe I'll listen to when I'm a little high or something. And
so you search for like high music?
I was just at a Amoeba sale. It was like one of their garage sales, and they had lots of stuff. And I was looking, and I said, hey, I'm looking for some weird stuff. And someone was like,
you said weird stuff.
Yeah, because I wanted weird stuff, but I didn't say this.
Oh, that's
this
scary.
is the
Scary
image. That is the first image I saw, and every other image equally disturbing in there. And
It's kind of like for our audio listeners, a pink man with button eyes.
and he's drooling slime, and then there was this sort of somewhat skeleton Jesus situation.
That one's kind of cool.
It was kind of cool. It's spooky.
Spooky.
It is
Spooky music.
And so this is what the exterior of it looked like, and which is why I thought like, oh, this might be cool. Right? Look at that.
It is cool.
It's like a cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Well, you know what,
silver.
Keith, though?
Curious.
You got a story.
I got a story, all right, and it was a scary one, and it spooked me good. But I did find out that I got a great deal because this collection, they only made like so many of them. They like retail at $80, but they're always sold out, and I bought mine for like $15.
How about that?
Hey.
I got a steal on this demon music that scared me.
Well, Keith, you unfortunately have to go.
I do. I've got to go shoot and eat the menu. I got to go eat a bunch of dumplings, so
All
I
right,
feel
well,
it's pretty good. So look
hey,
forward
a Zach
to
and
that.
Ned experience. We'll
Zach
talk about
and Ned
happiness.
show.
Yeah, I
Get
mean,
out of here, Keith.
Good luck.
Go
being
on, get.
as happy without good old Keith.
Go on, get.
Okay, I'll get out of here.
Here.
This bike
Yeah.
will go for miles.
Well, now that it's the Zach and Ned show, I'll tell you something makes me happy is watching football on Sundays.
Yeah,
My big boy
man.
purchase recently was a NFL Sunday ticket with Red Zone subscription.
That's like not cheap.
It's not cheap. On a per game basis, it's pretty expensive, but man, you feel like a Greek football god with multiple screens all playing football at once. And Zach and I both play fantasy football, which I thought was a fun hobby.
It's not.
It's really not. It's
is-
only
okay.
fun when you're winning. And Zach and I have been on real losing streaks lately.
Yeah.
Viewers, bear with us. If you're not into football or fantasy football, you can be like, I don't give a shit about this. We're gonna humanize
It's a
it
human
for you.
story.
And that's
This
what
is-
I want because I feel like it's something I would be into, but I'm just like a second away. I feel like I want you to convince me.
a soap opera with 150 different characters. Each of them are different players. And you pick one that you think is going to be good. But then it's really
Chaos.
all random.
It's all random
all
chaos
random.
and heartbreak. But what I love the most about fantasy football is that it is a tether to friendships that otherwise would fray and go away. So I'm in one fantasy football league with college friends, and really, frankly, it's like one of my college roommates and his buddies, and I'm the supervillain in that league, which is so fun.
Since we've started recording, 30 text messages to my fantasy football group text thread. Not even about fantasy football. It's really just about friendship at this point.
Yeah, I found the same thing is true. I want to hear more about fantasy football, but the same thing is true about like online video games. That during the pandemic, I only played single player video games. I mean, I've always been a big gamer boy, but like during the pandemic, I've started playing video games with like my friends from college.
Yeah.
And it's the only reason people do it is because you're on the phone for like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
It's nice.
Same.
Yeah.
So this one that we're in together is called the BFFLL. It's the BuzzFeed Fantasy Football Legacy League. It's all former employees, people that we used to work with, and
It
it's like
used to be a BuzzFeed league, and then everyone
Everyone left.
quit over time.
But we've got like like Stephen Lim, Zach Evans, why am I blanking? Sanjana, like all these people that we used to work with, some that you know, some that you don't know. And frankly, there are several people in that league that I would never talk to ever again,
except for-
probably.
Francie, yeah.
You know, and but now once a year, once a week, several times a week, we have this like deeply entrenched rivalry and friendship, and we have an email thread that is already maxed out over 100 emails that like just in the last couple
Yeah,
weeks.
it's just like trash talk, just like, people just messing with each other.
So explain to me just on a base level. I understand football, it happens.
Yeah.
Fantasy football, from my understanding, is you create fantasy teams, and then based on the players in real life statistics, that is changing your team's like progression.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
basically it. You pick a player at each position on a various team, and there's only so many of them. It's not like both people can have Tom Brady. Only one person gets Tom Brady, so you do a draft in the beginning where you like go in order and be like, I want this player, I want this player. And then you get points based on how many points they score.
The most frustrating though is that you have like your bench, and so you're trying to be like, okay, this guy's gonna go off this week, and then your bench always outscores. And I'll say the worst right now.
Yeah.
There are 12 teams in this league. You are talking to the 11th place and the 12th place.
Yeah.
Ned and I are the absolute bottom of the barrel, which is I've been a perennial winner. This is very new for me.
Yeah.
But Ned and I are actually playing each other this weekend, and you better believe.
It's a grudge match.
You better believe that we are going to be texting each other like crazy on Sunday.
Yeah.
Also, the bottom three teams at the end of the season have a punishment. And it is it's a
don't
very
wanna do the
public punishment this year. I can't tell you what it is, but it is like if I have to do it, it is embarrassing, and I can't be like, oh, this is because I lost my fantasy football league. I just have to do it.
Wow.
And I made this punishment, being like, I'll never lose. I'm the winner.
So
it's
going into this weekend, we have Hot Ankles Cornfeld projected at 111 points. Minshew's Mustache projected at 105 points. So Zach is currently, they say he has a 55% chance of
close.
winning. But right now, it's all
It's a
random.
toss-up.
Wow.
It's all random.
I've underperformed every single week. Actually, so this past weekend, Ned and I were together. He maybe had a little, a beer or two.
Yeah, we
and
were
it just
celebrating.
evolved into Ned screaming, "Why do we like this? It's the worst. It's just not happening." It is our favorite hobby that we love to
Yeah.
hate.
I was projected to win by 30 points and ended up losing by 20.
Between never-ending laundry cycles and incoming emails, you've got plenty on your to-do list. Give yourself one less thing to worry about and let DoorDash take care of your next meal. DoorDash is the app that brings you food you're craving right to your door, and ordering is easy. You just open the DoorDash app, choose what you want to eat, and your food will be left safely outside your door with a new contactless delivery drop-off setting. And they've got over 300,000 partners in the US, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, so you can support your local go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Chipotle or Wendy's. And many of your local favorites are still open for delivery. Just open the DoorDash app, select your favorite local restaurant, and your food is going to be left at your door. And right now, you can get $5 off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code TRYGUYS. That's $5 off and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code TRYGUYS. And don't forget, that's code TRYGUYS for $5 off your first order with DoorDash.
Yeah, to see that. So
Just pain.
What's funny about it is that, like, on a base level, I think a lot of people think of fantasy football as something that's like aggro, but it is so unbelievably dorky.
It's the nerdiest, dorky. It's
Yeah,
all
exactly.
that's why I like it. You can get way too deep into the stats, but it's really at the end of the day, just pick a couple players and root for them.
My favorite is when we would do drafts in person back when we were all at BuzzFeed together. Stephen Lim would come. We would all be in like a conference room. He would sit on the far end of the conference table and put up dividers.
Yeah.
So that no one could see it.
It'd
He had
be like taking the
spreadsheets.
SAT
Like,
or something.
He did like an Excel formula, and he was like, he wouldn't talk to anybody. We would try and fuck with him during the draft. He's like, you're hanging out with your buddies. And he was like, no, I'm tapped in. When we do it over Zoom, he leaves himself muted because and like his video off. He's like, I'm not looking at you guys. And I'm like, Steven, there's the point, there's the fun.
Because he doesn't want to give anything away.
I don't know, man.
You know, there's a podcast that is called All Fantasy Everything, and I believe they draft fantasy teams of anything they want.
Oh, that's
But
fun.
as I'm thinking, I'm like, I feel like you could do this with a movie where you draft a movie and then look at like how those actors do over the course of a year in other movies to see how successful that movie would be.
You could play it with the like IMDb meter.
Yes, or something along those lines.
There was a short-lived, basically movie stock market online game. God, I'm blanking on what. I mean, this must have been early 2000s, where you would, they announce a new Jurassic Park, but I've already bought the futures on this Jurassic Park movie, and then you can sell it before it comes out.
Right.
I do have friends also who do a fantasy movie league where you draft movies at the beginning of the year based on projected box office, and then see who is the big winner. I would love to do one of those.
Yeah.
Well, other things that make me happy. This is not even something that you purchase, but in fact something that comes with what you purchase.
Oh.
I
Packaging?
love bubble wrap. It is like, I don't think I've ever purchased something.
Not packing peanuts.
No.
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap. I don't think I've ever purchased something that gives me as much joy as the bubble wrap that comes with it. And I will lay it down on the ground, roll my body over it.
Oh, wow.
But this recently, like, truly one of my favorite memories from quarantine and maybe now life is Maggie was like, have you ever played fashion show? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh my God. So she took this long strip of bubble wrap, and we have like a nice long living room. So we laid it out over the entire living room. And then, exactly. Did the little beat, and it's like, now presenting Maggie. And she like strutted down with her feet popping over it as she walked and styled, and then spun around. And I'm like, wait, hold on. And I ran to the room, and I got like a bunch of stupid scarves and hats. I threw it on us, and then I started walking. And then Bowie's like, what's going on? And he started following us, and his feet were popping. He's like, ooh, this is cool. And he started kind of jumping on it. And it was just like, for that beautiful moment, I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
It was so like, oh my God, I am a kid in a box
You were
pretending
4
it's
years
a
old
spaceship.
at Fashion Week in Milan, darling.
God, I was laughing. I mean, I was laughing till my sides hurt.
Oh, that's so fun.
It's
That's
so cute.
That reminds me of like, so I live with Sarah, obviously, and then our other roommate, Kendall. We have lots of fun together, and Sarah and I have recently started pranking Kendall, and it is it brings me so much joy. And it started because Kendall came home, and we have like a lot of wigs in our house, costumes. We have like a big costume chest. We have fun, and so Kendall was in her room or something, and we put like sheets and towels inside clothes and used a wig with like a mannequin head and made it look like someone was sleeping on the couch. And we didn't say, and like there were boots and stuff, and we didn't say anything to her. We were just working our office, and she walked by and was just like, guys, I think there's someone on the couch. She was so scared, and she walked in, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And I walked out, and I started to walk near the like essentially just towels and stuff, and I was like, Kendall, go in the hallway. And Kendall was just like, oh God. And then I went over and I went, get out of here. And I just like grabbed the wig, and she like screamed. It just was so much joy. We've been buying fake snakes and hiding them everywhere.
That sounds a little mean.
Poor Kendall.
So yesterday night, Sarah and I hid. Kendall loves it. She loves to be pranked. We hid a snake, like a big rubber snake, in the toilet under the lid, such that when you opened up the lid, it would fall into the toilet and look alive. And she
loves that?
She likes
You
it.
sure?
Yes, she does.
You've asked her directly?
I think that it's like she likes to be seen and thought of to be pranked. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like the joy of like, oh, we're all having fun in the house, and like, and she loves to prank other people.
Oh, did she prank you guys?
I know that her and Sarah are planning something, but I don't know.
Oh.
I was just going to come back with one eyebrow.
Just save it up in the middle of the night.
Pranked!
Yeah. None of them are lasting. Like, pranks can get mean fast, but like, yeah, a snake.
One of the best pranks that was ever pulled on me was I was a camp counselor, and a lot of camp hijinks.
Yeah.
But we had a prank war going on. I had some good ones, but what was pulled on me was people slowly started stealing my underwear, like over time, very slowly. So I didn't even really notice it.
Wow.
And then by the end of the camp, I ran out of my underwear like too fast. And I'm like, I could have sworn I packed more underwear. Gosh, I'm like having to reuse stuff. This is like, it's only a couple. I'm like, I know I packed more underwear than this. And then on the very last day, they revealed that they had soaked it in water, twisted it up into like a lollipop shape and put it in a freezer, and then we're like, we gave you lollipops out of your own underwear.
Oh my God.
Missing something?
Oh, that's so funny.
My other favorite prank is like in high school. Did you guys ever do this? You would, if someone went to the bathroom, you'd like try and take all of their stuff out of their book bag, put it inside out, and then put it back in, and then zip it up.
Oh, that's so
it
funny.
Looks like a little. It looks like a little fabric box.
The one that I always thought of doing, which as an adult I realize now is very mean-spirited, but as a kid, like I'm talking like fourth grade, I'd be like, you know what's crazy? The pizza guys always leave their cars running. And like, what if I just got in their car and drove like two houses down and then left it still running? And they'd be like, what the?
Where'd my car go?
And I think about that to this day all the time. I'm like, I could just drive one house up.
Just steal their car.
Just one house.
I could just commit grand theft auto. I do have another prank that's kind of a felony.
Oh yeah.
So go
light felonies. Super
light
fun.
felony. Light.
Light.
Maybe it's even a misdemeanor. I don't know. So search in your area what the parking tickets look like. You can probably find it online, and then make a fake one. Or like print it out or like photocopy it or whatever. Like make a fake parking ticket that looks all real, and then put like someone's name on it, someone's where they're parked, like fill everything out, put it on their windshield. Just like find your nemesis, give them a fake parking ticket, and they will flip out.
Oh, that's good.
I did it in high school.
I like that.
With when a junior parked in the senior lot.
Oh, that's
which is
funny.
like not something you get a parking ticket for, but also like not cool, bro.
You know what I would do on April Fool's Day is old sinks, they'd have like that faucet that you can pull up to what is it, like the hose, and if you tape that down, so when your mom turns on the sink, it sprays her and you go ha ha ha, and everyone laughs, and she's probably pissed off about that. As a kid I was like, oh, that's the funniest thing yet.
Oh yeah, I definitely did that. I just remember like running upstairs and then hearing my dad be like, damn it, Miles. Downstairs.
Damn it, Miles.
Right there.
But I think that stuff, like, it always just it makes people feel seen. If it's done in a nice way, if it's done to me like
if
people
it's
you don't
harmless,
like.
it's just nice.
There's gonna be a point when Wes starts fucking with you. That's
true. He already kind of is.
He's a little rascal. That makes me think of the joy. This is weird to say, but I associate it with a child and also with like spending time with your grandparents, and that's the joy of slowing down. I think you'll definitely get this with your kid, but when I spent time with my grandmother recently, she lives here in California, and obviously we haven't seen each other much, but we met up for this walk, and we were outside and we stayed, basically she had one side of the street, I had the other, and we just went for a walk. And she walks a lot slower than me, and doing that forced me to just look around and look at the trees. She really loves plants and flowers, and I do too, but I can't say that I ever really stop and smell the roses, so to speak. She literally stops and smells the roses, and there is such a serenity and a peace and a beauty in just slowing down for a second, being present, being there. It's something I don't do enough of, and I imagine too with Wes, like he is enraptured by the most normal of things, but like, no, everything is incredible, and we're just jaded and tired. It's a shame that we lose that sense of wonder. Yeah. And I think that you can get it back. You just have to make that choice.
Yeah. Yeah, a little different for me when you're forced to do it multiple times a day. You sometimes maybe want to speed up a little bit. No, but it's true. That was a beautiful story, and I don't want to totally drag it. I think that's a big part of having a toddler. Is like you're kind of forced to just go at their speed, and sometimes we're just like, we're just shoveling dirt together, and that's what we're doing, and that's like
Today's the dirt shovel
that's really
day.
fun for every day is the dirt shovel day is my point. It's those are some of the, if you can really like let yourself relax and let yourself tell you like it's okay. There's nothing that I have to do, nowhere I have to be. Like it's okay it's okay if I'm bored, because this is me bonding with my son and we're doing something together. And yeah, it's nice. I think I prefer it when we're like having a dance party or like doing something that's more like something. But there's also just a lot of moments where you're just like, all right, now we're gonna stack the blocks again.
All right.
Well, I'm thinking about the joy you get from putting your clothes away. And we recently did an archery video. There's a famous book called Zen and the Art of Archery. I haven't read it, but I know about it. But I think that it is just this idea of focusing on a singular task and blocking out the rest of the world, concentrating on your breathing. And archery, I was surprised to find, is a very peaceful, relaxing. You have to just get very in touch with yourself and the breeze on your skin and whatever. And there's also, I think, Zen in the art of repairing a motorcycle.
Yeah, like motorcycle maintenance. Yeah,
you can find those moments of Zen in anything you do if you are allowing yourself to fully commit to a singular task.
Yeah.
I think that's the point of the book. Again, I have not read it.
I will say that's one thing that I've done during quarantine also is I've been into like gamer PC culture, etc. And I got also into mechanical keyboard culture, which is like you can make your own mechanical keyboard.
You custom build them?
I custom build them, which turns out they're not just like keyboards. There's 1,000 different components and they're customizable and you can buy like artisan keyboard shit. Whoa. But I found that that's been a really rewarding hobby because so much of it is like, okay, I'm going to set like all these little pieces down. I don't have to look at a screen. I can like listen to a podcast or music, and I'm like taking the keys out and rebuilding the motherboard and stuff. And I find that like that
mechanical too. It's
mechanical too. There's like tactile things that you're like touching and moving around, and that sort of thing has been super great because it's like when you're just looking at even if you're a lot of my hobbies are like video games, watching movies, etc. But when I'm not doing those and there's a physical activity, it's just so nice.
You know, I just love getting close to my cheeks on my face with some nice quality razors, slicing those hairs off my face into a little pile on my shower floor. You know, it is really nice to have a clean-shaven face. You feel fresh, you feel new, you feel young, you feel hot. And right now, U.S. customers can also feel hot like me and redeem a Harry's trial set of Harry's razors by going to harrys.com/TryGuys. You're going to get everything you need to start for just $3. And what's cool is Harry's founders wanted to sell products they'd be proud of, so they raised a bunch of money to buy a razor factor in Germany that's been honing precision razor blades for 100 years. You know me, sometimes I go rough and ragged, but every so often I have a nice clean shaven face, and I just love the Harry's razor blades. They do a great job. I don't get any skin irritation from it. They're quality razor blades. I recommend them. Also, I love that they confidently stand by their blades with a 100% money-back guarantee on harrys.com. And Harry's has a great offer just for you guys. New U.S. customers can redeem a Harry's trial set at harrys.com/TryGuys for just $3. You'll get a free 5-blade razor featuring their new sharper blades, a weighted ergonomic handle, foaming shave gel with aloe, and a travel cover to protect your blade when you're on the go. Just go to harrys.com/TryGuys and redeem your trial offer today.
Feels good to do tactile things.
Yeah.
I also feel like anytime if I'm getting a little bored with Wes, I kind of reframe my perspective rather than like, oh, I'm watching him do this thing that's like a repeated motion. If I think like, how can I like actively engage with whatever he's doing, where it's like maybe I'll like say, okay, now we're gonna do it this way, or like, okay, now we're gonna stack them up over here, and just like making it like a game, or making it like more of a just a participatory thing makes it feel a lot more rewarding and satisfying. Yeah, you're just playing with like earlier today, we were like looking underneath this reclining chair at all the little motors and pulleys, and he was just like, "What's this?" And I was like, "That's what that is." And he says, "What's this?" So I'm like, I explain what I think that is. And we went for about like 10 different components of this chair underneath.
Tell me more. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, Ned, go
Yes,
off.
that's
Ned.
how chairs
Tell me
get.
about the
Tell me
recliner.
about chairs.
Give it to me.
Did you know it's just one motor that does the entire chair? It's like built in such a way where it's just one motor that like either compresses or expands.
It's like an accordion looking thing, right?
Yeah. It's like a complicated system of like levers and bolts, and it's just, I was like, wow, I always thought there was like maybe one motor for the back of the chair, one motor for the front of the chair.
That is an exciting thing. I remember when I was a kid, my dad's very like inventory, and he's a teacher, and one of the things he would do was there was a place called Take Apart, and people would bring their like broken VCRs, whatever, and kids could just with tools take them apart and
that's
like
awesome.
unscrew them and stuff like that, and pull out the components and be like, "What's this?" And that was so fucking fun. And it also, I think now, like my PS4 broke, I don't know, like a year or two ago, and I just took it apart and fixed it.
I could never.
No.
I would be
And
terrified.
I was terrified, but it broke, and I was like, well, I can either take this to someone and I'll pay $200 or whatever, or I can watch a YouTube tutorial and learn how to do it. And I had to take it apart, and like I had to like reseat the disk drive or something like that, and it was great. It was so
Cool.
fucking rewarding.
Love that.
We're very into those like Montessori, like exploratory, like twist and pull, and like toys with screws. And I think his favorite toy is honestly the power drill.
It's a good toy. It's hard to beat.
You guys gonna get an ant farm?
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, we do like gardening stuff. Like I've talked about my cucumbers on the last episode. Those are big. Ant farm's a great idea.
That's the kind of thing that like I'm not as an adult gonna get an ant farm, but like I kind of want one.
Yeah.
I kind of want an ant farm, but
Get an ant farm.
it's kind of frowned upon. Maybe.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't think the ants know.
Maybe it's a construct in my head.
Yeah, I don't think an ant farm is like taking
they're just-
advantage of the ants.
No, I didn't
ants,
think of
man.
that. I thought it was just like,
ants.
it's a grown man with his ants.
Oh, I see.
We already admitted to like slaughtering worms on this podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
But also, actually, you guys know Ants Canada, which is a YouTube channel I love, and I've met Mikey who runs that, which is so like he has. If you guys want to get into it, go watch him just raise his crazy, and he has like fire ants, and he'll build like you know the dream that you had of the gerbil house of like a tube that goes over here,
Dude,
like
gerbil catalogs.
He
with
does
all
that
the
for his
little,
ants.
Oh, so cool. I wanted all of the attachments on gerbil.
Man. I never owned a
stuff.
gerbil. Did you? Or a hamster?
A couple gerbils, or one gerbil, a couple hamsters. The gerbil fucked. It was bad.
What happened?
I like ate the hamster's babies.
Holy shit, that's gruesome.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Happiness episode. Happiness. Bad
I mean,
thoughts,
it was
go away.
interesting, but rough.
It was interesting.
Yeah,
You as a kid
here's
watching it?
Well, we didn't really see
Yeah.
it happen. Here's something that was happy about having a hamster was we lost the hamster. Oh no, where'd it go? We're like about to go on a trip. We're like furiously trying to find the hamster, and then my dad had to leave a day later because he was working or something. And he found the hamster right before he had to leave for the airport. It had made a little nest in our shoes with like pine shavings. Hamster was saved. And we
Meanwhile,
found the
your dad
hamster.
goes down to the pet store, gets some pine shavings, like plants them in a shoe, picks up. I was like, look, he's fine.
Look, he's fine. The stripes are in a different pattern, but definitely the same hamster.
You're a big food man. You cook a lot of nice meals.
I do, yeah.
What is one
Grilling.
that you did, like, you put a lot of love into recently?
So we've been having like summer grill outs basically every Sunday evening, having my sister and her husband over to like cook out and just have a big meal together. And we did these like kind of lollipop lamb chops recently with like fresh rosemary from the garden. And they were just so good, so tender, so succulent. I feel like just every it's a little colder now, so we aren't doing it. But just all those Sunday afternoons were just like very peaceful.
Yeah.
Just having family over. Wes
Zen
had
in
a
the art of
blast.
barbecuing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zen and the art of barbecuing. Exactly.
Can I admit something?
Yeah.
I've never admitted this.
Whoa.
As an adult. I have never grilled myself.
No, Zach.
I've always been
Really?
afraid of it. I don't know why. Like as a kid, I didn't do it. And then as I started growing older, there was always someone else. Like Keith, you look at him like, that's a barbecue man right there.
Yeah.
And if not, Ned's like looking over his shoulder being like, yo, let me get a flip on that burger.
Yeah.
I just, my
Can I get a gas flip?
Left shot.
my brain, now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's probably not hard. It's just
No.
the same thing.
I think it's one of the easiest types of cooking there is.
I've never done it. And you know what it is? Here's why. Is because
Well, it's a little tricky.
the reason why I've never done it is because I never barbecue just for me. I've never owned a grill.
Yeah.
So it's like I am now responsible for the food,
And
for
when
the
you
meat.
have parties, it's often like you order something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or we go out to. I've
Yeah.
never been able to host, but I think it's the fear of being responsible for other people's food and
Yeah.
fucking it up. So
Yeah.
I want to be that person. I've decided recently.
Really?
I want
Good.
to learn
Let's
how
do
to
it.
barbecue.
That's good.
I will be your
Like,
sensei on this
Let me come
journey.
over. I'm gonna use your grill.
Yes.
And I will cook you a burger.
Okay, great.
It's an easy one.
Yeah, I want to start
Start
simple.
small.
Pretty easy.
I am also the guy that I'm always terrified of undercooking food.
Yeah.
So when I cook, like,
I'm
even,
always terrified of overcooking food.
Oh, no.
I've definitely served like slightly raw chicken before because I'm like, yeah, but it's better than dry chicken. I'm so sorry that you cut in as raw chicken. I'll just put it back on the grill so you can have it even fresher and hotter. Then what would you rather have? You cut into it and then it's completely irreparable.
I'll always
But
like
other
when I'm
people don't
cooking,
feel the same way.
I cut into my food while I'm cooking it just to see like, is it pink
No,
still?
that's-
Is it
that's
pink?
good to do.
And so but mine is mutilated by the time I'm done cooking
It's good to
it.
do sparingly. If you do it too much, you let all the juices run.
You got to
out.
get a meat thermometer.
Yeah, I'll tell you the
Meat
one.
thermometer.
This is
I
a
think
good
I see one
advice
in
that'll
a-
go for Miles.
there's-
The best way to level up your grilling is, or cooking in general, is get a meat thermometer. Any sort of like, steaks or anything that's even a little thicker, definitely chicken breasts, just pop it in there, and then you can take it out when it's exactly the right internal temperature.
Good advice. I
It's
mean,
key.
this is all new for me too because I did not cook. Like I started my cooking adventure, as you've seen on Without a Recipe, like 2 years ago. So I'm really behind the curve here. I'm learning.
Hey.
Like I'm. You should consider me at like age 16 level cooking, but now I've leveled up to age 22.
Okay.
Okay.
Nah, I'm better than that. But I was a lot of microwave food for a really long time. So I'm here to tell you.
You're like me at age 22.
Yeah, maybe. You can, if you were like me, or if you are like me, or you are like I was, you can do it little meals at a time. Maybe get one of those like cook instructional mail order things. I did a vegan one that was great. And it was really, I made tamarind cauliflower last night. I'm leveling my shit up, dog.
That sounds pretty freaking leveled, man.
It was good. Now I would say I'm leveled, but
Yeah.
meat is still I'm not great at. I'm better at cooking vegetables.
All right,
Yeah.
it's expensive. It's like often the centerpiece of meals. It's very very narrow like zone between being good and being bad.
Yep.
But I would say cooking's like the most fundamental thing. It's like everyone eats, right?
Everybody eats, everybody poops.
You gotta find a way to prepare, and it's something that I derive a lot of joy from, and I think in learning how to get better and how to like improve my skills over time has also been a joy, and I'm very excited that you're on this journey, and I'm happy to welcome you. Come over, let's go.
to grill.
We're recording this ahead of time.
Oh, Sunday,
This
that's
weekend
what we should do.
We should do it. Yeah.
Oh my God, yes, perfect.
Oh, come over Saturday because it's Halloween.
Oh, yeah, that's good too. But Sunday we can watch football.
That's true, but you can't watch football outside and grill. And you know what I'm saying?
This is pro level. You have to do iPad.
No. That's true. Maybe we could grill in the break between the 4 p.m. games and the Sunday night football game.
I will have to see actually because this is Maggie's like birthday weekend. Her birthday is actually the day after election day. It was yesterday if you're listening to this. So I've kind of just taken the opinion like, hey girl, let's just get ahead of the curve. Let's just celebrate that birthday early because I have a feeling we're going to be on our phones a lot. But actually having her birthday on that day might force us to disconnect. Like I'm planning on taking
Just
some of that
airplane
day
mode
off.
it.
Really, like, what good is going to happen? Because refreshing
At
the
that
phone
point,
over and
you
over
can't
again.
change anything.
Exactly.
So you're just going to negatively impact your mental health. You do need to find out what's going on in the world
Yeah.
at some point.
But the constant refreshing for breaking news, like, oof, things will change, but if you find out an hour later, you will also be okay.
Yeah, right.
Go on a hike. Maybe go for a nice walk. Actually, we can't because the air quality here is garbage. Find your joy, find your bliss.
Yeah,
maybe this
whatever it
episode
is.
helped you find it. Get some bubble wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an idea.
You talking thick boys or like little tiny ones? All of them.
Hopefully this helped you think about the things that you have. It's a lot easier to be salty and negative, to think about what you wish could be different, but there's a lot
salt on that meat. Yum.
But if you're looking for happiness and we weren't enough, you might be looking for some advice. And at this moment, I think there's only one man to turn to. The advice that... What was that? This is advice that'll go for miles with your host, Miles Bonsignore.
It's advice that'll go for miles. Tune it to your radio station. It's advice that'll go for miles. Everyone get ready, Miles Nation. Miles Nation. It's advice that'll go for miles. Advice that'll go for miles.
What's up, Miles Nation?
Yes.
Brah.
I'm here for it.
Have you ever wanted to freaking delete your bod?
What?
Delete the pounds away. Delete the skin. Delete the fat. Delete your whole freaking consciousness, brother.
Oh.
I want to live in the cloud.
Not sure.
Are you a digital boy or girl? Can you be a digital boy? Can you find the voice inside the cloud?
Yeah, I was right. You went through many songs there.
Get a virtual reality headset. You stinky skank.
Aren't those pretty expensive?
Newsflash, Ned! Zark Fuckerberg has made them relatively inexpensive. I'll say this, Zuck Mark Fuckerberg, but dang can the guy get a VR headset correct.
Wow.
The new, this is not a sponsored thing, and actually, you know what? Facebook can SMD, but here's the thing. The new Oculus Quest 2 is a fantastic VR headset, and I
Wow.
got one, and I've been living in the fucking future.
Is
and
it tether
how
free?
much?
Completely cord free.
Whoa.
Totally cable free. 90 hertz refresh rate in like some parts of the thing, which is
that
like
good?
It's a better refresh rate, so it doesn't make you as sick. It's like a little easier to look around at, and the resolution is
Is
super
higher
high.
better?
Yes, higher is better because then it's more fluid. Like
I've
life.
gotten sick with those before.
Yes. So I
How much money?
300.
That's expensive.
We're talking about $100.
You could
thing
buy
for Keith.
3 little Mario Karts.
Yeah, exactly.
Or one
Here's the difference. though.
don't talk to my family headset.
So here's the thing. Don't talk to my family.
Makes it easier to keep sex,
This-
food, and
Don't talk to my family. So here's the thing. Yes, $300, but that's about as much as any gaming console, PS4,
Sure.
Xbox, etc.
All
So
right.
it is a gaming console.
fair point.
But what's also cool about it is it's completely wireless, so you can do it wherever you want. It is like the entry level to VR. VR is finally at the point where you can do it, and it's not like a huge commitment. So there's no.
Don't you need like a flat ground?
Yeah, you need a room, but you know any room that you need, right? So
I don't have just like empty rooms in my house.
you can do it in your living room. Totally enough space.
Okay.
Because you don't need to move.
Oh.
As long as you have like arm span, you don't need to move. So I got this headset, and it's crazy.
Tell me the games you're playing.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah,
doing?
what are you
Super
doing?
Hot VR is a game where whenever you move,
Sounds like porn.
it does sound like porn. I get that. So Super Hot, every time you're like in an action game,
I know this
essentially,
game,
and
yeah.
every time you move, time speeds up. Time goes a little bit. But when you don't move, time stands still. And so the idea is you're in like an action thing. So like you pick up a gun, you fire the gun, people are firing at you, so you have to like dodge the bullets, move around.
But you have as much time, like when you're frozen,
Yeah.
you can take as much time to take in your surroundings. So
Yes.
it's like bullet time in Matrix to the nth
bullet
degree.
time in reverse almost.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it
it's
is
like-
very fucking cool. A couple
And so
of
now each game costs money, I assume.
each game costs money.
Okay, right.
Super Hot's I don't know, like $30,
Do
something
you
like
have
that.
Beat Saber?
I don't yet, but it's very cool. I've
Do you
heard.
know this one? It's like Dance Dance Revolution.
With
but
a
you have-
lightsaber?
Yeah, you have lightsabers, and it's like up,
Yes.
down, side, whatever, and you're
That
just like
sounds
doing
cool.
it to music.
And it's with your hands. You don't
Yeah.
need to buy a separate.
They have
lightsaber?
controllers. There's controllers that it comes with.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And
Miles, I think you have sold me, and I
Yeah,
think
dude.
this is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever given.
And I understand, like, people are like, oh, I might get sick, whatever. But this is the first entry into VR where it really feels like it's a consumer-friendly product. Previously, VR sets were like $500, $1,500. Like, they're so expensive, you need a
They
game
needed a
PC.
computer.
Yeah. And I'll say this. Cool thing about the
Say it.
the
Go
Oculus
off,
Quest 2,
King.
go off, Queen, is that if you have a PC, you can plug it in to play the high-powered stuff, but you do not need it. So it's both. And you guys like sports.
Yeah, sure.
There, because of the pandemic, etc., you can use this thing called venues.
You can be at a
You can
sports
be
game.
courtside at a basketball game with a friend. Your friend if is also in VR. They can be next to you, and you can turn to them and talk to them and watch a courtside basketball game.
Hilarious.
in VR.
Whoa.
You can go to the movies when you can sit in the theater with other people. You're in VR.
Whoa.
You can. It's.
Do you have to pay extra for that? Like, do I have to buy tickets to the Knicks game?
I don't know about that. I think you can just. I think maybe you might pay. It's like $5, however much to see the thing. I think it also might be a subscription. No idea. But it is really cool, and the implications of where technology can go now that like VR is relatively inexpensive. I mean, right? It's obviously technology, but it's pretty cool.
So I used to live right next to the Grove.
Yeah.
And there was the IMAX VR center. It never caught fire. It never like caught on.
Yeah.
But I would go and you would sign up for VR games like movie times. But it was really fucking expensive. It
Yeah,
was
right.
like $12, maybe $15 a game that
Yeah.
lasts you like 15 minutes. But I could literally come out of my back door, walk into and just like play games. And I could never convince people to go. Like for whatever reason, they were like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, guys, no. It's like, it's right here. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I'll pay. I don't care. And I only went a few times and it shut down because VR, I think, still.
My thing with VR,
Yeah.
the reason why I think you're gesturing your hands like that is where it doesn't have like enough meat to it because it's inherently not a social thing.
Sure.
So that's why
Yes.
that's sort of like, oh, here I'm watching a live event with a friend that I can look over. That seems like it's a lot more interesting and juicy as opposed to just, oh, I'm going to like put some horse blinders on and play like
Play a game by yourself.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Now I'll say this also, Ned. There's a couple different apps. VR Chat is one of them. There's another one. But you essentially are in a world where other people are walking around in VR. And as they get closer to you, their audio gets louder. And when you
Whoa.
turn your head, their audio is like on your left ear or your right ear or whatever.
How
and you
close are we getting to Ready Player One?
It's
Closer.
It's way closer. Like I did this and I was like, I think that this is so real that like if you felt unstable, like if you were having like a shaky thing or you were tripping on drugs, you should not do it because it is too close to being what is real. That is like it's insane.
Do you remember when we played with VR at Google and there was this
Yeah.
one mode where you could basically go into Google Maps VR and fly around the world?
That was pretty neat.
And so, would I choose this over any system? I'm not sure yet.
I don't know.
But, assuming that we're all going to not be traveling as much in the next couple years, like this has some juice to it. I'm not
That's
against
cool.
this idea.
It's the price of a flight to, New York.
Right.
Back. I mean, that's a good deal to go.
Yeah,
to New
actually,
York.
it's cheaper.
A really good deal.
Fucking going to New York at Thanksgiving
So
costs
if
like
we're
$800-900
not
bucks.
flying
It's crazy.
that much,
I'll also
you
say
can get all 5 systems.
one thing that's fun about it. So it's kind of a solo thing, but I went and me and Sarah saw my parents recently, and I brought it because it's tiny. It's like little headset controllers, totally compact.
Well, that's nice.
And you can cast it to your phone, so you can see what people are
good.
seeing.
I like that.
So it can be a group event because you're like, oh, go over here, touch
Everyone's-
this. And everyone else is watching on the phone, and the person's kind of freaking out.
Now
like,
that's
whoa.
good.
It can become
Can you
like
cast
a
it
party.
to a TV?
You can cast it to a TV, any Chrome thing, I think.
Oh.
We
okay.
I said I couldn't convince people to go to this VR thing, but I'm remembering I did get my mom and sister to go. And my mom, she was very thrown off by a lot of the games because like it's just it's a new way of thinking. Also, she doesn't play video games to begin with.
Right.
But there was this one called, I think it's just like called tree or the life of a tree, and you start out as this little seed and you grow big and you become a tree and you reach for the sky and the top of the Amazon, but then there's forest fires that are threatening you, and it's actually like, it's not really a game, it's an educational tool to get people.
It's an experience, baby.
But I think it's like meant to get people to empathize with like trees and the plight of the forest. But so my sister and I are just watching my mom with her arms outstretched, slowly moving her branches like, hello, little squirrel. And we are crying, laughing while she is having the most magical time reaching her arms up for sunlight. And she had what looked like a really nice experience.
Yeah.
That's good.
Wow.
Good.
All right, Miles.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Hey, no
Maybe
problem.
I'll ask for it for Christmas.
Good Christmas gift.
Along with my Mario Kart toy.
Along with my
Yeah.
TryGuys hoodies.
Well, I hope this episode made you happy. Share in the comments what makes you happy. And hopefully we can all just inspire some happiness and inspire each other.
Yeah.
And make sure to subscribe, of course. If you're not subscribed, rate us 5 stars, helping other people discover the show. Support us. Get some merch at TryGuys.com. We got some cute stuff. I'm wearing a cloud hoodie right now.
Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Surround yourself with happiness, and give yourself permission to smile.
Until next time, stay beautiful.